Hello, my friends. This is Pastor Mark, and I have a brand new series of children's Bible stories for you. This one is going to be throughout the whole summer. There's actually 15 parts. That's a lot. And of course, I'm dressed up in my summer outfit, even though it's not quite summer yet. Well, this story is all about a boy who was probably close to your age. And this boy's name was Joseph. Now, you may have heard about Joseph. There was a movie made about him, there were plays made about him. They were called Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Did you ever hear about it? I bet you have. And if not, certainly someone in your family has. See, this is from a play that was done. Now, how was that for an outfit? Would you want to wear an outfit like that? I'd like to dress up, but not that much. Now, Joseph, he came from kind of a crazy family. His father's name was Jacob, and later on, Jacob actually had his name changed to Israel. Israel in Hebrew, I am told, I'm not a Hebrew scholar, but I'm told it means the one who wrestles with God. Well, Jacob had actually two wives, and he had 12 sons. Now, Joseph was one of the youngest sons. And Joseph, what's a nice way to put this? Joseph was favored by his dad, Jacob, because his mother was the one Jacob really, really loved. And Joseph looked a lot like his mother. So Jacob favored Joseph. Do you live in a family? Do you live in a family where one of the siblings seems to be favored over the other? Sometimes we imagine that others are favored over us, but there are times when it's really, really true. When parents do favor one child over the other, that is sad. But hey, let's be honest, sometimes it happens. And Jacob loved Joseph so much that he had this fancy coat made for him. So Joseph went around in this fancy coat, knowing that his father loved him more than his 11 brothers. What do you think the brothers thought about that? Not much. The brothers were not pleased that Joseph was favored, and the brothers were not excited that Joseph got this fancy little outfit. They did not like Joseph much at all. But Joseph had a special, special gift. God spoke to Joseph in dreams. And God revealed to Joseph in a dream that someday his brothers would actually be honoring him, actually bowing down to him. Can you imagine having a dream from God like that? Now, I confess I've had some very strange dreams in my life. Having siblings bow down to me, having anyone bow down to me, that is not a dream I've ever had. No. But Joseph was given that dream. Now, sometimes our dreams come from our own wants, our own worries, our own desires, and sometimes they really are a message from God. So Joseph had this message from God in a dream that his brothers were going to wind up bowing down before him and honoring him. Now, let me let me say this not too harshly. Was that really smart on Joseph's part? I mean, Joseph knows he's favored by dad. He's treated better by dad than the other siblings are. His dad gives him this very fancy coat. Wouldn't it be a good idea if you just keep your mouth shut? If God reveals that someday your brothers are going to bow down to you? But Joseph was young. Joseph was foolish. Joseph, well, let's be honest, he kind of had a big mouth. You know what he said to his brothers? He said to his brothers, hey, guess what? I had this great dream. Someday you're going to bow down to me and you're going to be honoring me. That was just not too smart. That was very foolish on his part. Even if it was true, which of course it is if it comes from God, it doesn't mean you have to say it. You can keep that secret in your heart. You can keep your mouth closed. But Jacob's son Joseph was young and he was foolish. And his brothers heard this and said, we're going to bow down to him? I don't think so. We're going to get that boy. And that's really the end of the first part of this story. In some houses, there are children from different mothers. Some might get favored more than others. I hope that's not happening in your house. If that's happening to you or someone else is favored, please remember that God loves you. Even if one of your parents doesn't especially love you, you can still find good mentors outside your house. Uncles, aunts, cousins, maybe school teachers, ministers, Sunday school teachers. But Joseph had a special gift. There's no denying that. If you have a special gift that God has given you, use it to bless other people. Don't use it to brag. Bragging is never good, my friends. It just isn't. And Joseph, because of his bragging, winds up having some horrible difficulties in his life. So, the lesson of the first story is, as unfair as it is, sometimes one sibling's favored over the other. Don't let it bother you if you're not that sibling. And if you are that sibling, be kind to other people. Don't be braggers. And if God gives you a special gift, keep that in your heart. Use it to bless others. Don't use it to brag. That's never a good thing. That is part one of the story of Joseph. I hope you enjoyed this. Please, whenever you see it, I ask you for a favor. Please comment, like, and share it. I love sharing Bible stories. I hope you enjoy hearing them. Please invite your friends. This is Pastor Mark thanking you for listening.